We love our Mitchell grass very much, and we are always trying to make sure that we graze it the best practices possible.
Tom and Belinda McLeish own, operate and live on Cooinda, north of Winton.
We run a Wagyu breeding operation ranging from sort of F2 production to purebred production. Basically we're a breeding and backgrounding operation of Wagyu content animals.
The overall picture is we breed and join everything up at our lease country at Julia Creek. The weaners then come down here, they're educated here, and they essentially grow out here.
Belinda McLeish is an animal nutritionist with specialised experience in supplement feeding.
We've got some ashy country here on Cooinda that over the years has lost the Mitchell grass pastures. They've been, over time, obviously ashy country is very loose type country, it doesn't hold moisture very well. And over time, you know, your good butts of Mitchell grass are eventually destroyed and lost. We're actually just in the process of looking to fence those sort of particular areas off and doing what they call a tractor effect, where you're actually bringing in, over the wet season, you're bringing in a larger number of cattle, you're impacting it heavily to compact it down, and then looking after those little Mitchell grass plants that will come up, will establish, and then obviously spelling it over the wet season, and then, you know, over however many other wet seasons it'll take to spell that country, rejuvenate it and bring those Mitchell grass plants back. Because at the moment, obviously it rains, you get a lot of button grass, you get a lot of flinders grass, very odd, tiny little plants of Mitchell grass, and I just often see them and think, oh, come on guys, we've got to give you every bit of chance to, you know, to be like your brothers and sisters.
Some years you have big floods and other years you don't have any rain, and the biggest trick is to try and keep your stocking right to manage the sustainability of your pasture. So we're always looking for ways to try and help our pasture along. You know, Mitchell grass, we don't want to see the degradation of the Mitchell grass country. We're
really wanting to concentrate this wet season, bringing those animals in, making that major compaction in that country, really tightening it up, and then obviously pull the animals out, let it seed, let it grow, and then have it literally locked up for, we're probably looking at locking it up, you know, it could be locked up for 5 years, depending on the wet seasons that follow us. We'd be better off looking towards the future rather than the current right now, got to eat it out. We'd be better off just leaving it and then concentrating and knowing that it would be of benefit in years to come.
The McLeish's plan basic 2 or 3 barb fencing for the wet season spelling on the ashy country, and see that it may well be a temporary measure until the Mitchell grass establishes. Invasive weeds will require management on the spell country.
We're very aware of the prickly acacia and Parkinsonia issue, and you know, for example, locking up that ashy country, it'll have to be something that we'll have to keep on top of.
Tom and Belinda McLeish are willing to invest in the infrastructure and temporary loss of grazing pasture with their bold plan to re-establish and rejuvenate the Mitchell grass.
We do love our Mitchell grass and we're very, very protective of it. And obviously that is the main grass here.
Still got to get a financial return out of your country to some degree to make the economics of everything work. We still need to maintain that Mitchell grass country. So we're always looking for ways that we can manage that through grazing practices and other things to keep the health of the country right.
Government and Desert Channels Queensland support the grazing industry in managing for change and a sustainable future on the rangelands.